Well, hello everyone. So I believe it's already 2:03, so I guess let's just get started. Well, thank you everyone for joining the webinar today. That is on Microsoft Azure and how it can help you to enable your business continuity. So we are going to talk a lot about what's about Microsoft Azure and how it will be, helping you to enable quick and easy steps with your Microsoft Azure and how it can be, help you with enabling your business continuity in longer scale. Just to before we start with the session, I would like to address a few things that feel free to share any sort of questions in the chat during the session, or if possible, you can wait until the end of the session and then we can have a Q&A session. Plus, we'll also have a recording, so we'll be sending you that early next week. In the meantime, I would request to maintain the decorum of our webinar to kindly keep your mics on mute. Just feel free that you can put down anything in chat if you have any questions. All right, and now I would like to introduce you all to your host and moderator for today's great event, that is Mr. Dukhishyam. Well, over to you.
Hi, good afternoon to all. So now I'm sharing to my desktop. So now you are able to see my desktop, all up. Anyone confirm you are able to see my desktop?
Yes, it is visible.
Yeah, okay. So today you will be discuss about the Azure backup and Azure site recovery. So first we will start the Azure backup. Okay. So what is the Azure backup? Microsoft Azure backup, it is a simple and reliable backup to the cloud. Okay, you know the definition of the backup. Backup which is just taking from the copy of the source file to some other location. It may be you can take the using the copy paste, or you can use the third party any applications, and you can take the any scripting labels anyway you are taking the your original data from the some other locations and keeping the data in the locations. When anything is happen in the source location, then you can restore it. That means you can back to the your data, right? So this is the process of the backup. So same thing the Microsoft is provided in the Azure is the tool is the Azure backup. Okay, Azure site recovery and the backups. So what is the features? So what is this is the overview of that. It is the reliable offsite data storing. You protect your convenient the offsite the protection. So we can data you can protect in the offsite and save the data and encrypted backup. Okay. Then simple and integrated solution. So familiar the interface is very simple. So you can take the you'll go to the interface and take the just click and install the agent and take the simple. And Azure integration, it is totally integrated with the on-premise and the Azure Azure VMs. All the things are totally all are integrated with it. And you can also integrate with the Azure AD. So you can provide the role-based SSL, the efficiency backup and recovery, the efficiency use of the bandwidth and the storage. Okay, and flexible configuration and flexible to recover the recovery as well as, and the cost effective and meter by use. Okay, whatever the your data used, then whatever the data you are using in the Azure, that much it will be paying. So that things you will be discussing in deep manner. Okay, so let's see the Azure backup key feature. What is that? This is the simple configuration and management, simple and familiar with the user interface. You can go to the Azure backup. This is a very simple. So we can go to the and create the vault and you can take there is the option you can install the agent and select the file and take the backup. It is very simple. It is mostly user friendly. Okay, you can also integrate it with your command. If you are very much interested to the PowerShell movement, so you can do that in PowerShell. So you can do during the PowerShell scripting. You can also configure the your backup also. Backup block level incremental backup. So the incremental backup you take the automatically. Okay, so there is no need to be once you can configure the backup, the automation process will take the incremental backup into whatever the changes in the your primary data. Different point in time version and backup store efficiently by only storing the changed block between these versions. So if you go to the one file, if you change something, that changed data will be synced to the backup. It's not the entire file. Okay, so whatever you are changing in the file level, folder level, that things will be going to the backup. Application consistency check. Each time, so when you take the backup, you check your application consistency as well as. Okay, so this is the very important. So when you are, your data should not be a corrupt, or that data should be your, consistent check. So all the consistent check is done by the, Azure backup. Data compression encryption method. So whatever the data is flow from your on-premise or maybe Azure to Azure, that will be in compressed manner. Okay, and also in encrypted, whatever the data is stored in the Azure Vault is the encrypted manner, is the VXT format file format that is the store in your data. The encryption is passed through or Haspas, which is not shared to the Azure. Okay, he's not sharing any encrypted things to the other services. Also, the user can throttling the data. Okay, if you want to the that much of bandwidth is required to the time of taking the backup, you can configure the throttling in the agent. So if you have defined the the backup will going from this time frame to this time frame, and this much of bandwidth will be utilized. Okay, at that time of peak hour, so you can configure then your agents. Okay, data integrity verification in the cloud. The backup data is also automatically check your integrity once backup is completed. As a result, any corruption due to the data transfer are automatically identified and repaired. Okay, so it is an automatic process. All the things. If there is any data corruption happening, so it will automatically repair and resync it. You start that. Configurable retention policy. You can configure your retention policy as per your requirement. Multiple storage option, you can store the multiple locations. Okay, you can LSR and GSR, any location, you can choose your as per your cut, and you can also role based control. So you can provide the role based backup contributor, backup operator, and backup reader. So these are the roles are available in the for Azure backups. So you can assign that role to your respective user. If there is some contributor, or what is the role with the backup operator or backup reader. These are the roles you can integrate with your Azure AD. So how backup is happening? Just see. So this is the portal. You can sign in the portal. Okay, and you can configure the backup. And in here in the sign-in portal, you will configure your Azure backup vault, all the things you configure, and you can install the Windows agent in the Windows machines. And once machine is installed, that will be registered with the Azure Vault. Okay, so in the Azure Vault, once the Azure Vault is configured, then as per your what are the policy you have configured, or then that will start the backup. So whatever the data from the server to the Azure Vault will be encrypted data format. Okay, so it can compress the data in your Windows server. Then that time data will be encrypted and transferred to that data to the Azure Vault. If you recovery, same thing you have. If you require to the recovery, then you have required the recovery key, and from their recovery key, we can restore data back to the your original server, or it will be a different server. So how to happen in the network efficiency? How it is the work? Identify your check blocks. Okay, then your data is compressed. Okay, whatever the data you can it will be compressed. Then that is happening in your customer on-premise only. Okay, so that the transfer only changes the consistency and the compress, so the bandwidth will consume it will reduce the 50 to 70%, and then once the data is compressed, then it is sent to the Azure. So how Azure backup security work? Okay, this is your data, and data will be compressed And then once this data is compressed, it is encrypted. Okay, that encrypted with the 256-bit encryption is there, is added on top of that, your compressed data, and then it will transfer the data to the Azure backup. So that encryption data will be stored in your Azure Vault. Okay, so that at the time of transferring data, so that should not be any problem happen, or some some hacking something, that will be save your data. So that key is managed by only the administrator. So administrator will be define the key, part of the key you have provided. How it is work in encrypted data is unique. So you are the owner of the data. Data cannot be restored without the key. Key is the very important. When you will configure the data backup or install the agent, after that when you register the that agent with the Azure Vault, at that time that key will be generated. So that key you should be with you. Okay, so that key is very important when you can restore the data. Okay, Microsoft do not have this key. Okay, Microsoft will be not provided. Microsoft don't storing that key as well as. Okay, so that will be only in your Vault. So you can store the key, and where you can store that key as well as in the manual some other location. Okay, you can see that the process is happening like that. So data is encrypted on premise and remain encrypted will be stored in your data in your Azure Vault. How are the Azure backup which charges? What will be chargeable? Chargeable, there is two type of charge the Microsoft will charging. First is the how many devices you are protected. Okay, at a maybe number of the devices, it may be 1, 2, whatever the how many agents you have installed on the machines, and the storage cost. Storage cost in sense, so where you are storing in local or geolocation, that cost. There is two costs we will be pay in here. One is the your agent cost. Second thing is the storage cost. Customer will be charged for any storing the options, and here if you have download restore the data, then it will be chargeable. Otherwise it is not. Other things is not in there. Okay. So there is three options. One is primary option, you will be pay two component in your agent price and the storage, and second, if you are going to the restore the data, you will pay the restore charge. But in here there is a 5 GB I think per month is fee for the restoration. Okay, data. And after that, that will be chargeable. Then deployment method, how you to deploy? There is a different option you have to deploy. If you have on-premise, you are planning to the on-premise deployment. If it's the single server, Windows server, you want the file folder level of backup, then you can install the agent in your Windows servers, Windows client machines, the supported in the Windows 2008 R2, Windows 2000 SP2 and later versions, and you can see the 7, 8, 10, whatever the version onwards versions are available. You can take the file folder level backup. If you want to take the backup of Exchange server or for the on-premise SharePoint server or on-premise database server, and if you have a VMware or Hyper-V, in there is a Windows machines are there, and any physical machine that is running with the Linux, then you have required the Azure backup server. Okay, so that is a Azure backup server need to be deployed in your on-premise. From there, the agent will be installed on all the machines. So the agent will be collect the data. Okay, whatever the data could be the Azure backup server, then Azure backup server will be transfer the data to the Azure Vault. Okay, so this is the your on-premise Azure backup deployment methods. Okay, if you are enterprise and backup, if you have your data protocol DPM in your on-premise infrastructure, so you can protect through the DPM, and the DPM will be transferred to the data. This is the enterprise and branch office. Any if you have a DPM server there. Okay. Deploy model within the cloud. If you have a deploy in the cloud, if you have already using the Azure, you want to take the backup. So in Azure, you can, just initiate the Azure Vault, backup Vault, and install the agents, VM extension, and Azure agents on the machines, and you can configure the Azure backups. See, and what is the components are coming in the if you are going to the deploy the Azure backup. This is the Azure backup Mars agent is coming. The Mars agent is the the responsibility to install in your Azure backup agent on your machines, VMs. Okay, then there is the backup 3x per day. There is a limitation, not application, not applicable aware of the file, folder, and volume levels restore only. No supported for the Linux. So if you are going installing the Mars agent in the on-premise, so this is the there is a limitation. You can't take the direct backup to the Linux machines. Okay, so you only take the backup file folder levels. If you have a database server, you want to get the database level of the backup, then you have required the DPM backup server in your on-premise. Okay, and if you want the Linux server backup, then you have required the on-premise backup server. From there you can install the agents on the machines, and you can take the file folder and volume level of backups in the there. So in here is clear what is the benefit and components and benefits, the limits, what is the protected, and what are you to store the backup. Okay, so if you have planning to the backup, that should be a local and as well as the offsite in cloud. So then you can go to the second option. So the local backup which already is there, backup vault, and one copy you can cover to the to the cloud. Okay. So this is the another component. Azure backup server can be deployed in Azure on the on-premise. Okay, Azure IaaS VM backups. Okay. The benefit is take the VS snapshot level backup, the VSS backup, recovery agent, and can you recovery services vault, Linux, Hyper-V, and do not require the system center license. There is not require the license if you are going to the Azure backup servers. Okay, what are things there is limitation? You can take the Oracle backup, which is not supported. Always require the Azure Live subscription. No support that tape backup as well. Tape backup also is not supported. Okay, what is the protected? These are the protections: file, folder, volume, and application workloads backups. Okay, these are the protections. This system set you can take the backup. And Azure, there is things. Okay, Azure IaaS VM backup. So if you are infrastructure Azure deployment, you have then you can take the you can just extend the you can take the backup VM. So once a day, okay, restore the VM only at the disk level. Can't say backup on premise. Okay, the VMs all disks, so we can take the backup. So all our data is stored in the Azure Vault only. Which application or workload can be take the backup? If you are going to the Azure backup, the file and folder, you can take the backup, and through the agent you can take the backups. Okay, backup agent and the system center at DPM you can take that, and Azure backup server is it is also be the solution. You can take it. Okay, and if you have on-premise is Azure Hyper-V and the Windows Linux server, then you have required the system center. Otherwise, you can take the Azure backup server. Okay, so from there you can take the backup. If you have on-premise VMware infrastructure, okay, if you are running the VMware infrastructure, then same thing you have required. If you have a DPM you are using, you can use the DPM, or you can use the Azure backup server. Okay, in the middle of the on-premise. If you are taking the SQL Server backup, same thing. If you are take the Microsoft SharePoint, you have also will take the, you need to be install system center or DBM server or Azure backup server. Okay, if you have an Exchange on-premise server, okay, these are same thing you will do that. If you have a Azure VM in Azure VMs, you are running the VMs in the Azure, any kind of VMs, the Windows VM or Linux VM, so there is nothing required. You can just install the VM extension. Azure Backup Agent will automatically install in their machines, and it will take the backup. So this is the which application of workload you can take the backup, and how to planning the backup as per your existing infrastructure. Okay, if you this infrastructure, if this is the scenario workloads are running in your on-premise, so you can planning the backup and what is the solutions you are taking. That solutions should be this. What are the agents are supported? Which platform? All are the 64-bit the agents. Okay, it will support the Windows 10, 8 Windows 8 machines, and a server 19, 16, and up to 8 as well as, but the 8 is not supported now, I think so. Okay, the machine should be a standalone or workgroup machines. Data center, all the SKUs are there, all are supported. Maybe a standard, maybe a data center, or maybe a essential. Okay, so all are the supported in the Windows level. Preparation of how to prepare the Azure backup. First you will prepare the Azure backup service vault. Okay, let me once the service vault backup is prepared, enable the Azure backup services. Your vault is a location. You can define the where it will be the location. Will be store your data. Okay, then you can specify the organization, subscription, and location, geolocations, and regions, and for then you can decide how do you take the backup. If you are Azure VMs you are taking backup or on-premise backup. So as per the previous slides and the scenario, you can define your backups. This is the vault, how it is happening the backup process. Okay, this is the Azure agent. You can install the Azure agent in your machines. Okay, and that it select the file and folder levels. Okay, this is the workstation, Windows workstation. Then you have installed the agent, and in agent, once you install the agent, then you can select the file and folder level backup. Okay, then you can also register with that machine workload with your Azure vault. Okay, and you can start the backup. Okay, so first create the vault, second download the agent. Okay, install the agent. Third, you can register the register the agent, and you can take the backup. So backup will be all the backup transfer from the agent to recovery vault with the encrypted format and compressed and encrypted format. What will be data will be transfer from your on-premise to the Azure vault. On Azure backup, then on Azure. To in backup Azure hosting, you must be first create a recovery service vault. You must be a create backup vault in the geographical geolocations where do you want to. Then define the backup goal. Okay, backup policy, and select the VM. Okay, if you have a machines in the Azure. If you have on-premise, then create the backup vault. Okay, service backup files and data from your machines. Okay, if you want to take the your database level of other applications, then you can install the Windows system set and data protection server or Azure backup server in your on-premise, and you can download the agents and vaults Mars agent and install it and take the backup. Okay, in here if you have configured the on-premise data backup server, then there is need to be download the server agent, and you can install that server and configure the backup server in your on-premise. Then registration process, all the processing is there. This is the process how can you create the vault. Okay, you can go to the Azure Backup and then search the Azure Backup and site recovery. Okay, once you search, then you will find this screen. Okay, you can create it, and in here you can define your subscription name, and you can create in here you can create the resource group, and in here you take the name of the vault, what's the name you want to define, and then this select the regions. It may be as for your prefer the location, you can take the region name in here. Then you can see, then once it's done it, then you can select the locations, and this is the update your backup locations. You want to the geolocation, georedundancy, and local location. Local location means where the data your central is selected, from their location will be there, and if you want to the geolocation, there is another copy will be the copy will be stored in some other regions. Okay. Then store data in the vault is always redundancy. Whatever the data will be stored, it is the Azure side that will be that is the always redundant. It will store the data in 3 copy of in the data center. One single data center, if you are going to the local redundancy, it is 3 copy in the same data center. It copy the whatever the data center was selected. If you go for the geo redundancy, and it will store the 3 copy in your default location and 3 copy of the secondary data center. Okay, so if you are just an example, I'm telling you, if you are taking the central India of the data backup, so 3 copy will be stored in your central location, and the LRS. If you are going for the GRS, so 3 copy will be stored in your central India, and another 3 copy will be stored in the south side. Okay, some other locations from the GRS. You cannot modify option after the configure the register the machines. Okay, in this redundancy, what is the data location your option is selected location, that should be select before starting the backup. If you once you start the backup, we can't change the location LRS and GRS location. That will freeze. Okay, that will not give to the option to the change that things. If you are using the Azure primary backup storage endpoint, so the data you should be consider the picking geo redundancy options. Okay, where you want to store. It depends upon how you store your redundancy data stored. If you want to store the local redundancy or geo redundancy, it depends upon you. How do you configure the backups? Okay, there's if you once you configure the vault, then you will go for the backup options in same portal. Then what type of the backup you are taking? If you are up to Azure backup, virtual machines, or you want to take the file share, or you want to take the SQL Server backup. There is another option is added in the SAP backup as well as now the Microsoft is supported the SAP database backup as well as. So now if you are going to the backup, you can see that in the latest one. So you can another SAP backup is there. Then you can select, then you can take side the backup. Okay. Getting start backup. Then under the backup goal in Azure VM, what do you want to run? Then select the Azure stack. Okay, on-premise. If you have taking the backup from the on-premise, then you can configure the on-premise. If you are Azure stack, and you can the stack. Okay. Then if you have on-premise, what type of server you are preparing? Okay, if you are file folder level backup, if you are preparing other things, then it will ask to download, prepare the infrastructure, then it will download. Then this is the register. Once you can prepare that infrastructure, then it will be allowed to the download the agents. You can, if you download the agents at that time, once installing the agent, it will ask that this is the registration process. Okay, so then register the servers. Okay, you can give the server registration details. In here it will be generate the keys. Okay, you can see So these are the keys that need to be stored in your location. So this is the very important. So it will generate the keys. That key will be required to the for restoring the backup. Okay, and see the complete the registration. Once complete the registration is done, then you will start the backup. In on-premise, you can see that you can schedule the backups. Okay, in here you can schedule the backups, and then you can select the what are the file and folder do you want to take the backup, and then select the exclude. If you don't want to take the exclusion list, then specify the date and time and schedule. Okay, daily backup or backup in here. Then in here you can select the retention policy. Okay, in retention policy it will be a daily backup. Okay, all the monthly or yearly, all the retention policy is there. You need to be select so that you can data will be stored that much of time in your vault. Okay, then choose the backup type. Okay, then finish. So that will be start the your backup process. So the on-premise backup machines need to be authenticated with the backup vault before it can take the backup in Azure. Authentication is achieved using the vault credential. Okay, so the vault will take the 48 hour validation of all the things. Then once that we can take the backup. Now this is the scenarios. I'm not going too much more in the backup part. If there is some other things is there. How it is the working the backup. Whatever the disk, it take the snapshot. Okay, so if you are seeing, okay, so if you start the backup, so first it will take the snapshot. So data block is writing like that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One is the data will be changed. Whatever the changing data happening, then it is sync and go to the backup point. If the data is changed 3, then it will take the recovery vault. Okay, then for 1 and 2, then it will start the recovery. So this is the recovery point. It will be store the data. So if the recovery point 1, 2, 3, then if the data will be recovery point 1, 2, 3, then any changes happening in 3, that will take the 3 in second recovery point. Okay, then if anything changes in the third times, then it will go to the recovery point in the third. So it will create the whatever the data changes happening accordingly. The recovery point will be created in your in backup vault. How can you restore? You can restore the backup is the very you can go to the vault and you can select the snapshot and you can take the transfer the data to the your actual VMs. Okay, so whatever the you can recovery point you will select, from that point will be restore the data. Okay, if you want to take the file and folder level of restore, so when you restore the data, you can select the files, which files do you want to the restore it. Okay, from there it will be restore your data. I'm not going to the all of this is discovery or IS. This is the total process. So how can take the backup of the single server. So how can take the Azure backup and Azure VMs on-premise. This is the total screenshot in there. Okay. If you are on the backup define policy, we can in here we can define the backup policy as well. Backup policy we can define in here. Backup frequently, how much in frequently backup, and instance restore retention points. How is the retention? Azure backup limited the 999 recovery points. There is a limitation. Okay. Then retention daily points. It will take the retention policy. Whatever the policy that need to be defined in here. Okay, you can see this is the backup policy you can create, and the daily, what is the time of the daily backup. Retention policy, you can select the retention policy in here. If you have not selected the retention policy in your on-premise, you can select from the your on-premise VMs. Okay, and in Azure side, you can select the Azure. If you want to the Azure side, you do want to select from the Azure side on a portal, you can also select the retention policy in here. Okay, you can define the retention policy. Okay, different multiple virtual machines can be registered at one times. Okay. And create the initial backup. You can create the backup in here. Okay. Then in here you can protect your IS servers. Okay. From at the time of creating the machines, if you want to take the backup, you can also take the backup. There is a different level of from where you can take the backups is already defined. If you have a you can see the report. So this is the machines, how many machines you are take the backup, and where is the data is stored. It is the LRs and it is the GRS. So this is the backups. You can this is the report. You can see that machines take the backups. If you are going for the restore process, this is the screen where you can take the restore, and a restore you can select the retention policy, restore points. What do you can select and you can restore it. This is the restore process in your Azure side. If you are taking the Azure backup and you want to restore in the Azure only then this is the process. But if you are about the on-premise from the Mars agent, you need to be select the restore points. So if you are in Azure VMs, then it will create the VM. If you want to create the another VM, you want to restore it, or you will want to replace the existing one. If you want to replace the existing one, so you can it will be override on the existing ones. Okay. And see. So that is the only the backup. If you have any question in the backup sites, can you guys any question from the backup? You can unmute and tell me if you have any question. Yes, for Exchange backup, you can need to be install the backup server in your on-premise, then install the agent in your Exchange server. You can take the backup, and that on-premise backup server will connect to your Azure Vault. From there, you can take the on-premise data will be transferred the Azure Vault. Which tier, the Nitin? Can you explain this question, Nitin?
Hello.
I'm not able to hear any of the voice.
Hello.
I'm not understanding. Yeah, Nitin.
Hello. Actually, Azure backup is automatically a hot tier backup, a cold tier, or archive backup on working.
No, I'm not getting your question.
Actually, three types of backup available, right? Hot tier and cold tier and archive tier. And this backup is which tier in working backup automatically?
When hot tier means I'm not getting it. Is the
Nitin is asking about the hot archive backup, a cold one.
No. What happened? Backup vault, it is the different versus the hot and cold. It's coming here storage level. Backup vault is the different. Okay, this is the storage is the different storage. Okay, so that is not coming under the hot and cold. Okay, that should be a take the snapshot backup, and from there you can take the incremental backup. Okay, I think this is your question, right? Can you do the file level backup? Yes, from the if you configure the Azure Vault in the Azure, okay, you can directly install the Mars agent in your machines, and you can select the file level backups. Okay, what is the aggregate cost of the backup? The cost will be you need to be connected with your partner, so they will be explained. The aggregate cost, if you want, I can share something. Just 1 minute. I will be show you the what is the aggregate cost. This is the calculator. Okay. I want to take the Azure on-premise, or it will be Azure. If you have select the on-premise VM, if I am taking the 500 GB, the cost will be this much. Okay. And this is the agent backup cost. Okay, if you want to the Azure VM backup, the same thing. and it is the depends on the retention policy. Then it will come to the storage cost. If you want to take the 30 daily backup and for weekly and monthly one and yearly one. Okay, so that will be extra storage will coming. Okay, and here you can select the GRS and LRS. Okay, if you are to select the LRS, that is the storage price will come. Okay, and if you select the GRS, okay, this is the price will become. This is the price will become. Okay, so the total backup cost will be this much. Okay, per month. Okay, but you will be pay that much of now. Okay, once data will be increased that much. Okay, then you will be paying. Okay, so whatever the data that will be vary accordingly your retention policy, how it is configured the retention policy. Okay, so how much storage cost in here will become the storage cost, or how much will be used. Okay, and in here also the depends upon the storage cost, it will be changed. Can you take the backup AD server? Yes, we can take the AD server, but in AD server you have a required the system state backup. For the system step level backup, you need to be install the on-premise backup server. From there you can take it. If you want to take the Mars agent backup, it is not supported. Mars agent only supported the file folder level backup. Restoration speed from the Microsoft side, there is no speed bandwidth throttling is not limited to the tenant wise. It is the open to all. It is the depends upon the your bandwidth, how much your bandwidth you have. That is the depends upon you. Okay, approximately 1 TB data will be stored if you have a 1 Mbps line, 1 to 2 Mbps in between line. It will take the 2 to 3 hours for the restore option 1 TB of the data. Okay, if you are the bandwidth is the high, it is the depend, it's the vary. Okay, how much require the bandwidth? Bandwidth is the totally depends upon how much your data is transferred, and from first time take the backup of the snapshot backup, it will take time. What is your data and it the proportional to the bandwidth. Okay, after that what is the data changing rate, which depends upon. Okay, how many policy can I create for vault? Vault policy depends upon that how many you can set up the machines. Okay, you can. I think it will be a limitation. I will tell you. Exact. I am not clear how many policy you will create it. That will be come to you, Nitin. Can I use the Azure snapshot? Yes, you can use the Azure snapshot. Can I use the Azure snapshot of file backup? You can take the snapshot backup, which that means you can take in the total disk backup. Okay, if you want the file backup, then you need to be install the agent in that machine, and you can take the file level backup. If you have Azure VM, okay, if you want the file level backup, then you can install the agent March ended and take the backup, so you can get the file level backup. Otherwise, it will take the snapshot backup. Different country, no, it is not possible. Subscription possible to move for different country. I'm not country in sense of I'm not get it. Nitin, can you tell me? You want to move from the one tenant to another tenant or what?
That's what. Okay. Okay. Just one. Okay. Hello.
Yeah.
Actually, currently I'm using the backup vault, right? And backups, file server, and everything. After 1 2 years, Piscandly management decides to move to another location country, since Singapore, Europe, and everything. It is possible this will move to Singapore.
Asian country, it is that need to be checked out. It is possible because the vault is constant, so we can't move it. Okay, you should create a new vault and take the backup there.
But create a new vault is take a backup is a long process.
It will take a long process. You need to take. Okay. if the SharePoint Office 365, how can take the data backup, daily retention and policy? Office 365 SharePoint from the online backup is not supported. I'm clearly tell you. If you have the data in your SharePoint in your on-premise, then it will take the backup. So this is the backup sites. So let us start the ASR. I think time is very less, so I will go fast. Let two slide. Well, you know that ASR, those site recovery you have already. You have to why it is the required. Why what to the deployment. If you basically if you are going for the site recovery in your on-premise, you are just taking the advantage of if your primary site is down, then you will take in the secondary site. That means for the data availability and data redundancy. So you are taking the you are configuring the DR, right? Basically level, if you are configured near DR, then you are how it will configure in on-premise. In on-premise, if same infrastructure, whatever the primary domain data center, same infrastructure are deployed in the DR data center, right? From the DR data center, you are deploying from the primary to DR. You are require the network connectivity and how many servers you want to deploy it. Maybe same servers you have deployment there. Or if you have a VM virtualization infrastructure, then you can deploy the same kind of servers you will create it. Then you have required the replication of the data. So you have required the third party, you can replicate the data from the primary to the secondary. The replication process will be differ. Okay, if you have application server, then you have required the application level replication. Okay, and then if you have the database server, then database server level of replication is the required. And database level of replication is the vary according the database wise, right? If you have the SQL server, you can go to the cluster or log shipping, okay, or now it is the availability, okay, availability group, right? And if you are going for the Oracle database, then you have the enterprise level of the license. Then there is the data guard is the available where you can take the configure the DR, right? You can replicate the from the primary to secondary. So there is a different options are available. So how can you configure the DR sites, okay, from the on-premise? Same thing if you are Microsoft also provide the DR solution, okay, along with the backup and DR solution with the same vault, okay, same tool. What is the you have showcased previously? Same thing is Microsoft also providing the same vault. You can configure the DR. In DR, what is happening in here? You can configure the active or the active passive. Okay, so if you configure the active passive, whatever the servers in your primary data center, okay, whatever the disks are available, the same thing will be sync the data, the disk to the Azure Vault, okay, in Azure store. That will be stored. It will be create the block storage. Okay, you can create the disk, maybe a HDD or maybe a premium disk or maybe a SSD. Okay, so once data is the sync to the there. So it will be continuous sync process. Okay, then anything in the outage happen in your primary site, you can recover it. That means that whatever the disk is created, you can just create the VM. Okay, if you are select the fallback, so that disk mounted as the mounted, and it in top of the you can create the VMs, and the VM will be on. And you can assign the your networks and you can access it. Okay, that can be accessible if you configure the site-to-site VPN, or you want to the application server and to the direct publish to the internet, you can do it from the DR side. Okay, so in here, what is the advantage of that? Okay, that can be configured that all this DR will be supported if you have the physical machines, or if you have a virtual infrastructure. It may be a VMware or it may be a Hyper-V. Okay. Let's explain what we can do. So if first you can configure the Azure Vault, you have to configure the Azure Vault, you can start the configuration of the site recoveries. Okay, in site recovery, there is a server will be installed in your on-premise, the configuration server and process server. Okay, what is the configuration server and process server and mobility? Capture the data and write in the memory. Mobility services all will be run in your machines. Okay, so in here case, this process server which is required, the configuration server and will be install the agent in your all the machines, and that server will be responsible to collect the data, and that data will all the data will be transferred to the Azure. In Azure, that will be create the VMs. Okay, that will create the disk. Okay, what a type of the disk which created, it may be different HDD or SSD or premium. So, okay, so anything is outage happen, we can do that thing. What is the scenario? It's supported. It will support the VMware, Hyper-V, and physical, and in cloud also. If you are deployed in the cloud, so that will be site to site, from one site to another site. Okay, if you are on-premise to the Azure, you can configure. Another is supported in here. If you want to you have a 2 data center. Okay, do you want to? No, I don't want to put in the DR in the Azure. I want to put DR in some other location. Azure site recovery agent, that is also support from the replicating from your primary to secondary data center. Okay. So this is the overall, Azure site recovery process. And if you are the restore back, okay, that should be in your on-premise, that should be a virtual infrastructure. Okay, it is not restore in a physical infrastructure. I mean, this is the write back process. Okay, if you want to the write back process in your physical machines, then once your primary site is on, then you can take the backup and from the Azure, then restore it. If you have a on Hyper-V infrastructure, so same data or disk, or you can transfer to the write back to the on-premise. So whatever the data at the time of outage happening and any transaction is on it, you can write back to the on-premise. Okay, this is the total process. And what is the cost effective? In cost, it will be only the pay the discharge and the your vault, how many machines you are protected, vault charge. So let's show you what is the charge of this. Okay, this is the Azure side recovery. If you are on-premise center, you want to put the data center in your DR side in your central India. Okay, so how many sites if your machines were take the backup? This is the cost concept. This is the agent cost. Okay, then in top of if you are Azure, then Azure from site to site, then this is the cost. Okay, then I'm just calculating your on-premise. If you have 5 machines, you can install the 5 agents in your machines, and that is the cost of the one-time cost. Then you can pay the disk. Okay. In disk, what type of disk you are using? If you are 1 TB disk that you have configured RAID 5, or you are the single standalone disk. So what is the size of the disk that need to be defined? If you are 1 TB of the disk, okay, you can take one to the site recovery. Okay, one server, and the server is containing the 1 TB of disk. So that much of you will be paid. Okay, so let me delete the other things. Okay, this is your cost for the backup. Okay, ASR, you can configure the site recovery. Okay, in top of that, if you want to configure the site-to-site VPN, so you can add on the site-to-site VPN. Okay, and if you want the public IP, then you can public it. So this is the cost to if you can pay the in constant. Okay. Once you can outage happen, then you can cost the VM charge. That means if you are deployed you want to the outage happen and that disk will be mounted with this VM. Okay. So in a 2 core and 4 GB memory, then this will be charged per hour. Okay, per minute, per hour you can pay. Okay, how much time will be run the machines. Okay, once machine is you have done, then you can shut down these machines or deleted this machine, so that you will be paying only that much of the data. See the DR. Okay. But if you are going for the physically configure the DR, then you need to be pay total what is the primary data, and the same cost you need to be paid to the build your DR sites. And another in top of that, then it is pay to the synchronization tool as well as, right? It will be if your application or database server, then you can pay another in top of that. Okay. So this is the my side. So if you have any question how Azure take the backup of 15 different applications which are installed in different so if you want to the application level of backup, so you can take the install on-premise backup server Azure backup server in on-premise. From there you can take the backup of the server. From backup servers you can take the Azure Vault. So it will be easy way to take the backup. Okay. It comes with a data deduplication features. No, there is no data deduplication features. It will support the only the encryption and compression. Okay. SAP backup architect. I will show you the SAP how can take the backup of the SAP. You can see the backup vault in same process. So you will take it. Okay, you can configure the backup subscription. Okay, you see. So I am telling that there is a backup is coming. You can see SAP HANA on the Azure. Okay, you can take the backup. Okay, so this is the things where you can help you for taking the SAP backup. Okay. Same process. Okay. Then you can configure the backup policy, and you can configure your retention policy, and you can take the backup with the. Tejas, can you explain? I'm not get it. You are only the SAP ARF backup, right?
Hello.
Yeah, Tejas.
Yeah, all the SAP servers are running in Noida, Bharti Airtel data center. So
Okay.
if you want to arrange disaster recovery for our SAP backup, so how we can connect
Right.
Azure with data center which is available in Noida?
Okay, right. You have a data center in Noida, right? So from the data center to you have already there is a firewall. Okay. So from there you need to be open some Microsoft side ports. There is a 443 ports are there, and some Microsoft side need to be whitelist. Otherwise, if you want to the data center to from your Noida data center to your Azure data center, you can configure the side-to-side VPN, because you have required the side-to-side VPN because why you have a SAP ERP. There is you are using the HANA database, right?
No, it's ECC6. No, it's not a HANA. It's a ECC6 SAP ERP.
ECS, ECS, right?
ECC.
ECC. Yeah, okay. Yeah. If ECC database, then you need to be configure the side-to-side VPN, and you can deploy the another VM from there. From there, you can configure the replication of your database. Okay. If you don't want, this is the active. Okay. If you don't want to take the active passive, then you can install your one site recovery server in your on-premise, Okay, from there you can take the replication of the data to backup DR side. So it will create the Azure as a disk in the DR sites. But in there, that should be a data loss. Okay, maybe a data loss because it is seeing the data there, from the certain time frame. Okay, and read write. And once the anything happen, then you can recover, take the spin the VM. So that time of.
But we are having a somewhat different architecture. Hello.
Yeah.
We are having somewhat different architecture, like firewall, then our Unix server, IBM 8 series server, right? Then the SAN switches come in the picture. SAN switches. It's not a L2 L3 switches. It's a SAN switches, which are connected with our storage device, IBM V5000. So all the data backup are available in our storage device. So how you will take a backup from my storage to your Azure cloud?
No, storage backup is storage level of that is not possible. Then you need to be reconfigure in Azure. You need to be configure NetApp storage, some storage. Whatever the storage you have configured, that need to be configured, and that storage need to be replicated.
So it means that whoever client is having a data center, it is not possible for DR for them in Azure. Is it so?
No. DR program is possible, but you need to be whatever the storage, SAN storage you have, that need to be.
But in a SAP ERP in across the world, such type of architecture are there.
In
a DC, specifically in DC.
No, this is your data center. Your driven data center or
no, we are hired Bharti Airtel. We are paying for them.
That infrastructure that need to be checked out how it is configured. But obviously DR you can configure it. There is no problem. Which is supported.
That's too big. If it is
storage need to be replicated, or it is required to the VM to replicate, or it will require to the configure the site-to-site VPN and will be configured the replication.
Because as you suggested that the client we need to install in a server, right? But I think in Unix AIX it is not possible to install any of the software.
That need to be checked. That need to be checked out how it is configured.
Okay.
But is Unix also supported? But that how it is the configured, that need to be checked out.
Okay, and what is the bandwidth of the Azure cloud?
Azure cloud is the bandwidth. There is not bandwidth limit. Is I think 10 Gbps is the bandwidth already supported.
Okay, for an example, I'm having a 100 Mbps lease line.
Yeah, not a problem.
Okay.
Because if you have configured there each site-to-site VPN, if you configure, there is a different VPN gateway is there. Each VPN gateway there is a limitation how much is supported. Okay. So that way you can select that. Okay.
So what about the security part in IPsec tunnel? As you are IPsec, you're talking about the IPsec, right? Because it depends on the ISP. What security tunnel will be created? That's okay. But what about the data security, which will pass through the tunnel?
Will be IPsec tunnel. Okay, you are select the level of profile 1, profile 2, right? We are configuring in there. VPN, right?
As of now, we already configured from our Gujarat to Noida.
Yeah, that all supported. If you want to the VPN gateway, I will show you. Okay, you see, site-to-site VPN, you will also support the IPsec. Okay, and express out of this. That three type of site to point to site, site to site, and site to site. These are the supported. So we can configure it, and the bandwidth depends upon the which term. If you are 100 Mbps line, okay, you can serve 1.25 Gbps line. Then if you have okay, that much of bandwidth throttling is supported.
And what would be the minimum bandwidth required at customer end?
Customer minimum bandwidth, it will be work in a 1 Mbps line as well, but it depends upon how it is your data transfer, what is the data generated day-to-day basis. Okay, because if you are 1 GB of data per day is generating, okay, it is changing, okay, so you have a 1 Mbps line, it is very difficult, right? So it is depends upon that need to be calculated. There is a calculator, so you can calculate how much of data is generating, how much of data will be transferred, and what it will be the bandwidth.
Okay.
Okay, if you are 1 TB of data, yes, we can use the express route options, but you should check the commercial for the express route. Okay, there is a third party also involved. Okay, you will be pay the one price for the Azure, and you can pay the third party provider. It may be a BSNL or maybe a Airtel, who is the provider. Okay. Okay, if you key lost, we can recover the key from the your Azure Vault. Okay. Yes, yes. Airtel also provide the Tata and Airtel. Both are provided the express route. Okay. Any question or you will be Yogesh?
Yeah, I think we are good to go.
Yeah.
And thanks everyone for joining the session. I hope you have have a good experience and came to know about the Azure backup. Myself, Yogesh Ambir, so I look after Azure mid-market business for West region. So I'm a partner manager for Bitscape for mid-market customers. So we would like to happy to get in touch with you for after this webinar through Bitscape. And if you are interested and you find insightful like the Azure backup, so we are here and we will try to get you the proof of concept if you want to test your environment on Azure. Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks to all for joining. If you have any question, you can mail to me or in Bitscape, so you can get it directly. Okay.
Thank you. Thanks, Duki. Thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sejal and team. Thank you.